Today we're going to be looking at solving two-step word problems. Our essential question is still, how can I subtract two-digit numbers? Here's our problem of the day. Maurice always packs 7 grapes for lunch. How many grapes will he eat in 5 days? Use cubes to solve. So let's look at this. It says he always packs 7, and he's going to do that for 5 days. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 grapes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 3 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Getting a little more spread out here. There we go. And that's 4 days, so one more. 1, do it over here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so, not sure how I did that. That was tricky. There you go. All right, so we can do 7 plus 7, which we know is 14. That takes care of 2. And then another 7 plus 7 is going to be 14 as well. So 14 plus 14 equals 28. And then we have 1 left, right? So 28 plus 7. 8 plus 7 is 15. 2 plus 1 is 3. So we end up with 35 grapes. There were 33 flowers in a pot. 5 flowers were pulled out of the pot. How many flowers are left? Write a number sentence to solve. So we need to think about what's happening here. It doesn't tell us if we're adding or subtracting, but it does give us a big hint because it says are left. Usually if we're looking at something that's left, it means that we have separated something away. So we're starting with 33. We're taking away 5, so we need to find out how many are left. If I rewrite this up and down, I can go next door, take a 10, break a 10, 13 minus 5 is 8, and bring down my 2. 2 minus 0 is 2, so 28 flowers. There are 13 rosebuds, 9 of them bloom into flowers. Which sentence can be used to find how many buds have not bloomed? So I've got 13, and I'm taking away the ones that already did bloom to find out how many are left. So 13 minus 9, it's going to be this one, which means that there are 4, right? That's the only one that has 13 as the whole, taking away a part 9 and finding the answer. Okay, so we're going to explore in math a little bit today what keywords we look for when we're helping to solve a two-step problem. So we just talked about that in the last problem, right? Or maybe it's 2 problems ago, but some key terms we might see are in all. Okay, another one is have left. Sometimes we'll see have now. Okay, and all of those are going to be a clue as to what kind of math problem it is, but really you need to be thinking about the actual story itself and what's happening to determine if you're going to add or subtract. Another one is how many more, or how many fewer, kind of the same thing. That one is a comparison that's also going to be a subtraction. So you're going to look for those words to help you solve the first part of the problem, and then you have to use the answer to help you solve the second part. So we're going to decide whether each situation described represents addition or subtraction. So we've got to really think about what's happening in our story. Sometimes we might even want to take the numbers out, not worry about the numbers, and just think about what's actually going on. So it says Jordan has 32 books. He gets 19 more books. How many books does he have in all? So there's that in all. That's going to be our clue there. And if we take the numbers out and just think about what's happening, he has books and he gets more. So we know that we are adding. There's a flock of 17 seagulls. There are 6 seagulls less after some fly away. How many are left? There's your clue. Fly away is another clue. We're separating, which means we're subtracting. Maria has 68 pages to read in her book. She reads 54 of the pages. How many does she have left? There's another clue. If she's reading pages and she already read some, that's taking away or separating. An aquarium has 22 gallons of water. Leslie fills it with 6 more gallons of water. How many gallons of water are in the aquarium in all? Again, that in all is a huge clue to us that we'll be adding. And if we think about what's happening, 22 gallons, filling it with more, we're going to be adding. Dustin has $45. He spends 18. When you're spending, that means you're getting rid of money, right? How much money does he have left? There's your clue, have left. So we are subtracting because he's spending. So we are going to do a 2-step problem, which means that we're going to have 2 different equations. This one says a fisherman catches 64 fish. So I'm going to write that into the top part of my equation here. He sells 36 fish to the store. So he's getting rid of those, right? He has 64. He's selling 36. So we're going to have to subtract. More on the top, more on the floor. I have more on the floor. Take a 10, break a 10. 14 minus 6 is 8. 5 minus 3 is 2. So 28 goes up here. Okay, and then we've got to figure out what's happening next. So he has fish. He sells fish. Then he catches 18 more fish. Catches 18 more. So that means he's bringing in 18, right? Which means we're adding together. 8 plus 8 is 16. Regroup 10. 1 plus 2 plus 1 is 4. So how many does he have now? He has 46. All right, so let's look in our Math in My World on page 273. It says use base 10 blocks to solve the problem. Draw the blocks to show your work. There are 62 people sledding. Okay, so we've got 62. And it says 13 people leave to go home. 62, 13 leave to go home. Okay, now we've got more on the floor, so we do need to go regroup a 10. Okay, so now we end up with 12 ones. And we took a 10, so now we have 5 10s left. 12, take away 3, 1, 2, 3, leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ones. 5, we're going to take away 1 10, leaves us with 4. So we have 49 people are left, but that's only part of our problem because we've got to use our answer to do the second part of our problem. We have 49, 13 left to go home, or sorry, we had 62, 13 left to go home, which leaves us with 49. Then 12 people go inside for Coco. So how many people are still sledding? So again, we're taking away, these people are separating. They're going inside for hot cocoa. So again, we're gonna take away 2 more, 9 minus 2. Leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 4 10s minus 1 10 leaves us with 3 10s and 7 1s. Okay, so some word problems take 2 steps to solve, such as this problem here. So we've got 87 books at the library and 23 are checked out. Okay, 4 of those books are returned. How many books are at the library now? So we've got to solve the first part, 87 minus 23, before we can check out the 4 or look at the 4 that are now returned. So I have more on the top, no need to stop. 7 minus 3 is 4. 8 minus 2 is 6. I need to use that answer, 64, because that's how many I have with the 23 checked out. Now it says 4 of those books are returned, which means they're brought back. So we're going to add 4 back to the 64 we had left. 4 plus 4 is 8. 6 plus 0 is 6. So 68 books are at the library now. Let's try another one. Please follow along and record this on page 274 in your math book. It says Haley has 33 books. She gives 14 books to her cousin. So it already tells us we're subtracting, right? We're giving away. She gives 5 books to her sister. How many does she have left? So let's find out how many she has after she gives 14 to her cousin. We're going to have to regroup. 13 minus 4, 12, 11, 10, 9. 2 minus 1 is 1. Now, I have to take this answer, slide it up to the top of my next problem, because I'm not done yet. There's 2 steps. It says, then she gives 5 books to her sister. Again, she's giving them. She's not getting any. She's giving them. So we're going to subtract. 9 minus 5 is 4, and bring down the 1. She ends up with 14 books. Okay, so Dale invites 25 people to his party. 8 cannot come. So we need to find out how many are coming. We need to take a 10, break a 10. 15 minus 8, 7, and then bring down the 1. So 17 people are still coming because he invited 25, but the 8 can't come. So now we need to do the second part of our problem, which means we're going to start with the answer we just found, which is 17. Then it says 5 people come that were not invited. How many people come to the party? So it says 5 people come, which means we're going to add. 7 plus 5 is 12. Regroup. 1 plus 1 is 2, which means that 22 people show up to the party. So how do you solve a 2-step problem? You've got to solve the first step and then use the answer from the first step to help you solve the second step. Go ahead and complete 275 and 276 in your MyMath book. You may upload